Hey everybody, Deb here at Core Club and 24/7 Gym. I'm going to take you through a full body workout with TRX. We're down in our TRX area in the gym, and we are going to start off with arms and shoulders. So starting up at the top, you can go through this as many times as you want. We're going to start with 10 reps of each thing, and we're going to move on to the next body group after that. So we're going to start off with some bicep curls. Holding on to the straps at mid-length, extending yourself all the way out. You're going to curl all the way up and back down. And we're doing 10 of these, okay? Curling up next to your ears, bringing it all the way back down, making sure you're extending all the way out. We have 5 more. And we're curling up, making those big Popeye arms. 3 more. 2 and 1. Excellent. We're going to come and we're going to turn around and face away from the anchor point. We're going to extend those arms up above our head, up on our toes. We're going to go into a tricep press. So as we drop forward in that active plank, the elbows are going to bend, and we're going to press all the way through. Again, we're doing 10 of these. You don't want the elbows to pop out. You want to make sure that they stay tucked in. Keep those handles close together and pressing all the way through. Excellent job. We have 4 more. And 3, and 2, and 1. And remember, you can make that angle as deep as you want. It's up to you where you're at, but you want to stay in that active plank, keeping the core nice and tight, tucking and squeezing, as I always say. We're going to turn and face the anchor point, and we are going to take it to a Y. So extending yourself all the way out, you're going to come up into that Y like you're doing a YMCA. Nice and slow on the negative back down. As you bring it up to the top, making sure that you squeeze. Those hands should be going out to about 10 and 2 o'clock and bringing it back down. Staying into that active plank, not sinking your hips back down to the ground. You're doing great. We have 4 more. Extend all the way out. Exhale as you're coming up. Inhale as you're coming down. We have 2 more. Nice job. This is our last one. Excellent, and you're going to bring it all the way down. We're going to go into a bear hug. So your elbows are going to be out to the side. Core is nice and tight, feet are together, elbows are up. You're squeezing. It's a small movement. You're using those pec muscles, squeezing through. Excellent. You want space in between your arms and your chest. You don't want to be grabbing over and grabbing the arms. You're doing great. We have 4 more. That's 4, 3, make sure you're breathing, 2, and 1, and release it all the way back down. So you should feel that burn right here. Really squeezing through and concentrating on that. Not squeezing on your hands. Okay, keeping the hands loose. We're going to turn around to that tricep again, but we're going to do a reverse grip. So your hands are going to be on the outside of the straps and on the outside of the handles. You're going to bring the V together at the bottom. As you drop down and press through, again tucking the elbows in, push it all the way through. So you're going to feel this all the way down through your lats. Make sure that you keep those handles together. Make sure you're looking forward, not dropping that head all the way down, and you're pressing through. And again, we're doing 10. So we have 4 more to do. 4, 3, keep that active plank, squeeze your glutes, and our last one. Very nice. Let's turn and face the anchor point again. So we're going to bring it to a W. We do a lot of letters in TRX to activate different muscle groups. This is going to work our shoulders and our back. So you're extended all the way out. As I come up, my knuckles are going to be towards the ceiling. My elbows are nice and square. I'm staying in that active plank and nice and slow on the negative down. Let's go. We're doing 10. Really squeeze through the back. Excellent job. Knuckles are up to the top. Not holding those straps too tightly. You want to focus on the shoulders and the back. You have 4 more. 4, 3, exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down, our last one. Excellent. That takes care of our arms and shoulders for right now. So you're going to get a quick little drink, and we're going to go on to chest and back. We're going to start with a chest press. Again, you're going to stay in that active plank, and you're going to make sure that your core is nice and tight, suck, tuck, and squeeze. Depending on the angle that you want to do and how strong you are, you're going to walk further away to make that chest press easier. You're going to walk further down to make it harder. So we're going to start in the middle here. We want the hands to start up at the top. As we lean forward, we're going to press, exhale all the way through. Keep the straps up by your ears, push it all the way through. Again, we're doing 10. That's our magic number. And you're dropping down and pushing through. Again, looking forward, staying in that active plank. You're not going to be dropping the head. You want to make it a little harder, you take that step back. You need to make it easier, then you take that step forward. Okay, we have 2 more. Push the hands all the way together. Squeeze the chest. That's like the chest press. Excellent job. Moving on, we're going to go to a clock press. So a clock press, we're going to have one arm extending out to the side, the other one's coming in like it's doing a press, okay? We're going to do it 5 on one side, 5 on the other. You can do 10 and 10, up to you. So I'm going to bring my left elbow in towards my rib cage. My right arm is going to extend out like it's a clock hand, and I'm going to press through. I'm going to stay on that side, and I'm going to do 5. Keep the elbow in, press it through. We have 1 more, and then I'm going to switch to my other side. So my right elbow is going to come in towards my rib cage. My left arm is going to extend out. You want to be sure that you're not rocking those straps. Keep tension on both. Press it through. We have 1 more. And you want to keep those straps slightly off your arm so that they're not rubbing. We're going to move on to a chest fly. So when we do flies with dumbbells, and we're squatted over, and we're flying out to the side like this, and we're pulling back in and squeezing. We're going to do the same thing with the TRX strap, but we're going to be in an active plank. Again, suck, tucking, and squeezing. Our hands are going to be on the inside of the handles, okay? Holding there, and you're going to fly out to the side. So find that active plank where it's comfortable for you, and at that angle that's good for you, and you're going to come out. Slightly bend the elbows, squeeze the chest as you come all the way back in. Slightly bend the elbows. Your palms should be facing each other. We're doing 10. Press it through. As you press those hands together, you're exhaling. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and squeeze this last one all the way in there, and take that step forward. Excellent job. So we worked that whole chest area up at the top. We're going to turn to rows. We're going to do 3 different types of row. So having both handles together here, facing the anchor point, we are going to pull our hands in so that our elbows go against our rib cage, like we're basting our ribs with barbecue sauce. So you're pushing them, pulling straight through. You're going to exhale as you pull, and inhale on the way out. Feet together, find the angle that's great for you, and you're pulling straight through. Pull those elbows all the way back, squeeze the shoulder blades, exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. We're again doing 10, so we're halfway there. 5, 4, you don't want the shoulders to raise, so drop them down, and that's the last one. Excellent. Bring it all the way forward. We're going to go to a 45-degree row. So our hands are going to be coming out to the side. They're going to be about chest height as we're pulling through. A little bit harder than the regular row. Palms are down. Feet are together, active plank, suck, tuck, and squeeze. So I'm coming outside my chest, and I'm releasing back down. Outside my chest, release it back down. Be conscious of those shoulders that you're not raising them up. You don't want them there. You want to drop them all the way down. We have 6 more. Pull all the way through. on the way down. And we have 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. You want to make it harder? You make that angle a little bit deeper. Or you take 1 foot off the ground and do it single leg mode. Okay? We're going to go to the next one, which is a high row. So if you work on a functional trainer and you do face pulls, where you're going to put a nice smile on your face, it's very similar to that. So your palms are going to be down, just like they were in the previous one for the 45-degree row. And you're going to pull nice and high and back down. Put that smile on your face as you pull back through. Exhale, inhale on the way down. Keep that active plank. Core is nice and tight. Find that stability and pulling it all the way through. Yes, again, we're doing 10, so we now have 4 more. And that's 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Nice rows over there. So those are nice high rows. We're going to go into a squat row. So we're going to squat and then we're going to row 45 degrees at the top. So that's that second one that we did. So our legs are going to be shoulder width apart. I'm going to sit back in that chair, dropping down, and as I pull, I'm going to drive up to the top through my heels. Squat down and pull. So you're working upper and lower body with this one. Pulling all the way through. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squat it down. You shouldn't be pushing through your toes. Driving through your heels. We have 3 more. 3, and 2, and 1. How are we doing? Where do you guys have your TRX set up? Let me know. I want to know if you have it outside, if you have it in the basement, it's over one of your doors. Tell me what you're doing with it. We're going to move on to legs. So, grab a quick drink. We're going to get our mat. We're going to be down on the floor. We're going to start off with a hip press. And if you forget how to put your feet in, because we haven't had class in a while, I don't know how you would forget, but as you're laying down, you're going to take your straps here. You're going to bring your feet up. You're going to sit your heels right in the foot cradles. You're going to make sure that your feet are directly underneath the anchor point. So we're going to start with a hip press. We're going to suck, tuck, and squeeze and come up into a back plank. You can leave your palms and your hands down on the floor and hold that back plank there, making sure that you're dorsiflexing your toes, not pointing away. Or you can take your hands up to the top for a little bit more balance. Working a little harder. We're going to curl in and push out. Remember, driving with the heels, squeezing those hamstrings, getting the heels to come towards your glutes as far as they can, and getting those legs at a 90. We have 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, oh, the burn. Excellent. How are those hamstrings? Burning a little bit through there, right? Okay, we're going to go to hamstring curls. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. The first one was supposed to be a hip press. We did the hamstring curls, so we're going to switch over to a hip press. Okay? So you're going to pull the legs in to a 90. We're going to drive through the heels, raising our hips up as high as they can, keeping the legs at a 90, and driving back down. Up and down. Up and down. Keep the toes dorsiflexed. Drive through the heels. You're doing great. Is it burning? I'm sure it is. You guys are doing great. We have 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, stretch them out. Grab those straps. Get a little stretch going on. Stretch out the hamstrings. Yes, it burns, that's for sure. Okay, you guys are doing awesome. We're going to go into a runner now. So on our back, staying in this position, we're going to pull in one leg, then the other. Making sure the toes stay dorsiflexed and driving those heels forward, okay? We're going to come up into that back plank. What you don't want to do is you don't want the strap to rock and roll like this. You want to keep even pressure in both legs, even as you're pulling in and the other one's extending out. So you're going to suck, tuck, and squeeze, come up. You're going to do one, then the other. So you can do them nice and slow, like this, or you can pick up the pace and drive it through. Now your hamstrings are probably already burning from the two segments that we did before this, but we're going to finish this off. Keep it going. You can time yourself for about 30 seconds unless you want to count to 10 with each side if you're doing them slowly. But if you're doing them quickly, let's do a timing of 30 seconds. So we're almost there. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Take your feet out. Reach for your toes. Stretch out those hamstrings a little bit. I know mine are a little tight. I've been doing a lot of running lately. Tell me everything that you guys have been doing, because we miss you dearly at Core Club, and we can't wait to have everybody back. It's kind of lonely here by myself and missing every single one of you. Hope you're keeping busy at home. Hope that you're finding fun activities to do with your family and staying healthy and fit. And all about that clean eating too. So, we are going to go into a stir the pot. So we're going to put our feet back into the straps, and maybe you're making some sort of chili or soups or stuff like that, so we can stir the pot. So you're going to go around and drive through, okay? Getting a little rotational through the hips. You might want to keep your hands on the floor for this one. And you're going to do 5 to the right, and you're going to change and do 5 to the left. You guys are doing great. Pull them in. I know one side feels a little more weird than the other. One more. Nice job. Take them out. Stretch them out a little bit. Reach for your toes. Excellent job. Okay, so we're going to grab a quick drink. We're going to bring it up and work a little bit more legs, but we're going to be in our standing position. Up here at the top. I'm going to get rid of my mat for now. And we're going to start with an assisted lunge. So you can put your strap into single hand mode, or you can keep it double, depending on how hard you're planning on working. So if you put yours into single hand mode, you're going to work a little bit harder because you're going to only be holding with one hand. If you keep it both together here, you can hold on to both foot cradles. And what we're going to do is, if you're a beginner with this, we're going to stand on our right foot. You're going to step back and drop down. Your toes can touch in the back. And then you're going to come up. Okay? Again, standing on that foot, trying not to put pressure in the toes, pressure in the heels. If you want to take it advanced, you can take that foot, keep it suspended, assisted lunge here, with the foot suspended in the back. You want to get crazy? You add that little hop in there, okay? You pick which one's right for you. We're going to do 10 on the right, and then we're going to switch and we're going to do 10 on the left. So standing on my right foot, pressure my heels. I'm holding onto both my foot cradles, or if you're doing single hand mode, that's fine too. You're going to drop down and drive up. You want the legs to come to 90 and 90. Watch that front knee, make sure it's not going over your toe. You're sitting your hips back just a hair, and you're driving up through your heel, squeezing your glute. You guys are doing great. If you have your toe on the floor, try to do a couple with it out. Lift it up. We have one more. Nice job. Shake that leg out. We're going to switch to the other side. So I'm going to stand on my left foot, and I'm going to suspend or put the toes down on my right. I'm dropping down, and I'm driving up. Dropping down, driving up. Keep that chest nice and tall. You want to stay nice and tall here, looking at that anchor point, not looking down at the ground. You don't need to watch your feet. You're driving through that heel, coming up to the top. You got it. So you're going to do 10 and 10 on both sides. Awesome job. So we're going to go into a single leg squat, a pistol squat. One of the harder movements to do. You can do one of 3 things here. So we're going to start standing on our right foot. I can have my left leg extended out in front, where I'm sitting back down So my knee is not going over my toes, and as I drive up, I can lift that leg up, okay? So if you've never done these before, start in that position. You can keep it suspended the whole time. So standing on my right, I'm going to extend my left leg out, I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to come up to the top. Driving through my heels, not through my toes. The lower you go down, the harder it is. Okay, you're going to do 10 on the right. We'll continue that. You can also add a hop in there. So if you have done this before and you've been working on it a long time, you can drive down and hop it to the top. And hop it to the top. Whatever you choose to do. So you're doing 10. Are you still working? Let's hope so. Drive it up to the top. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, after you've done 10 on that right side, we're going to switch to the left. Standing on the left, remember, heel can be down or lifted. You're dropping down, you're driving up to the top. You're dropping down, you're driving up to the top. Okay, again, we're going to do 10 on this side. You want to add a hop in there? You can add a hop in there. So keep that going, drive that heel down, squeeze through the glutes, and bring it all the way to the top. Keep that chin up, nice and tall. 10 of them, awesome job. We're gonna move on. We're gonna do a cycle jump. So in my class, we call these psycho jumps because nobody likes them. So you're gonna stagger your feet here. You're gonna drop down like you're doing an assisted lunge in a 90 and 90. So here, and you're going to switch. And you're going to switch. So you're gonna do 20 of these. Get going, okay? Stay down nice and low. Stay down nice and low. Keep it going. 90s and 90s. Drop it down. And you're not pulling very hard on the straps. Don't stop, keep going. You don't want to pull on the straps, it's all leg work down below, okay? You're almost there. A few more. Make sure you count. Excellent. And bring it up. Those are our cycle jumps. All right. So we're going to do a hip hinge to a pulsing squat. So you're going to extend yourself out. You're going to drop down here. You're going to come up, keeping your legs wide. Let's start with them wide, okay? So you're going to drop down here, come up, drop, pulse, up, out, drop, squeeze, feet down, pulse, pulse. So notice when I'm doing my pulsing squat, I'm barely holding onto it. I call it a teacup hold. Barely holding onto that strap. Drop, up, squat, squat, up. Drop, up, squat, squat. Drop, up, squat, squat. I'm still keeping that core nice and tight. I'm just hinging the hips, dropping down into that pulsing squat. Remember when you're doing that squat, it's like you're sitting in a chair. You don't want to be leaning forward here. That's not the squat. It's sitting all the way back into your chair, okay? You have 2 more to do. Keep it going. You guys are doing great. We miss you so much. It's just not the same doing it here by myself. So glad I'm able to do this for you guys. Okay, we're going to go to 3 different types of squats, okay? You just did a pulsing squat. We're going to start with regular squats. So my teacup hold here. I'm sitting down, my legs are shoulder width apart, and I'm driving back up. Sitting down, driving up. So you're going to do 10. As you drive to the top, you're squeezing your glutes. You're doing great. We're halfway there. You have 5 more. And squeeze. 3 more. 2. And 1. Excellent job. We're going to go to a plie squat. So we're going to turn our feet out to 10 and 2 o'clock, okay? So we're angled out to the side. My straps are in front of me. Again, teacup hold. So I'm coming down, and as I drive up, I'm going to come up onto my heels, and I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs, okay? Also my glutes. So I'm dropping down, up and squeeze. Drop down, up and squeeze. You guys are doing great. Look at that anchor point. You don't need to look down. Awesome work. Squeeze. Can you feel those inner thighs on fire? We have 4 more. 3, 2, and bring that last one up, hold, and just keep the toes up in the air. Stay on your heels, hold it there, squeeze, 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 and release it. Nice job. How do your legs feel? A little bit of burn in there? Excellent. We love the burn. So we're gonna come up on our toes this time. Out wide, still facing out to 10 and 2. And we're gonna do tippy-toed squats. So you're coming down, and you're driving up and squeezing. Coming down, driving up and squeezing. We're doing 10 of these again. Like I said, you can do all these, like you can do 40 of them at a time, and just change it up every 10. So that you're doing a little bit of something different each time, not just the regular squats. Challenge yourself. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and this last one, and stay up on the toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, feel those calves, you got it. 2, and 1. Bring them down, shake them out. Excellent job. Alrighty, so we're gonna go to one more plie squat. It's a Pilates move. So we're gonna take our heels together, and we're gonna drop down into a squat, plie style, and then we're gonna zip up to the top. So before we did it with our legs wide, where we were zipping up with our inner thighs, we are gonna drop down and squeeze as we come up to the top. As I come up to the top, I'm really trying to drive my thighs together, my inner thighs. Down, zip up to the top. How we doing? You guys look great. Nice job, squeeze it. Squeeze it. We have 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Really miss you guys. It's just really not the same doing it here by myself. I'm missing all the funny comments. I'm sure you're saying them at home though. I could probably hear them if you say them loud enough. All right, so we are gonna go down onto our mat again. So get a quick drink. And we're gonna go over to our stomach. And we're gonna have our feet in the straps, and we're gonna do some core work, and you wanna keep that active plank again. Whether you do it in a low plank down on your forearms is up to you, or you can do it in a high plank with your hands, with your arms straight and your hands on the ground. That's up to you, depends on how you're feeling and how long you've been doing TRX. Most of you guys can do this, I know that. So, we're gonna grab our mat. I'm gonna lay it out directly underneath my straps, lined up with my anchor point. And then we're gonna start on our stomach. So, to get our feet in the straps, I find the easiest way, and this is for me, not everybody likes to do it this way. I take those foot cradles, and I drop them onto my toes, and then I take one leg and I go over the top, so I can roll over onto my stomach. So, with this, we are going to go into an active plank. So remember, you never want to start your active plank laying flat down on the ground. You always want to come up on your knees, whether you're doing it in a low plank on your forearms or a high plank on your hands. We're going to start up in plank. So I want you to come, and you can put pressure on the outside of the pads of your hands to help your wrists. You're going to come up, you're going to dorsiflex your toes, and this is going to be my high plank. Okay? And you can hold that for 30 seconds. You can continue. If you're going to do a low plank, your hands are going to be flat on the ground, your shoulders over your elbows, you're still dorsiflexing your toes, and you're keeping that core nice and tight. Okay? You don't want to sink that lower back. You don't want pressure down through here. So keep your hips up a little bit higher, tilt them forward, and keep that active plank. All right, excellent job. Bring it down to your knees. We're going to go into a crunch. So if you haven't done it before, you're going to pull the legs straight in, still making sure that you're not sinking that lower back. So I'm going to come up into my plank position from my knees, and I'm going to crunch. Okay? If you've been doing this for a while and you want to hinge your hips and get up a little bit higher, You're going to hinge your hips as you come up. So I'm raising them up, still dorsiflexing the toes, and I'm going to pull it all the way in. You're going to do 10. So keep it going. You should be halfway there. Pull them in. And one more, and bring it down to your knees. So I'm going to roll to my left side. I'm not taking my feet out of the straps. I'm still going to keep them in there. We're going to go into a side plank. Several things you can do with your side plank. You can hold just a regular side plank. You can raise one arm up and reach back a little bit. Trying to take that bottom hip and push that top hip up and stay nice and straight. You can do some crunches where you're dipping down. We call them side plank dips, where you dip down and then you raise that hip back up. Or you can do rotations. So you can start doing whichever ones you want. I'm going to go through and kind of show you each of them. So if I'm here and I'm holding my side plank and I don't want to take my hand off the ground, this hand is flat, my fingers are on the ground. If I want to raise it up, I can hold it here. If I want to dip it down, I can dip it down. Or I can rotate all the way through. So you're going to do 10 of whichever one that you want. So continue now. If you want to switch it up and do a couple other types, and you want to do like a few dips, go for it. Okay? You can also crunch it in and push it back out. Crunch it in, push it back out. Whichever you choose. Okay, we're going to go over to our stomach. We're not going to switch to the other side just yet. And we're going to go to a body saw. So we're going to come down onto our low plank on our forearms. And I'm going to come into my active plank. And I'm going to rock forward. And I'm going to rock back. Not burying my head. Rocking forward and back. And you're going to do it 10 times. So as you're rocking forward and back, the further back you go, the harder it's going to be to get forward. So start with small movements, and as you get through the 10, you can make them a little bigger as it is comfortable for you, okay? So you should be close to 10. Nice work. Keeping that core tight, not sinking that lower back. Active plank. We're going to roll over to the other side. So when your feet are in the straps and you're on your stomach, instead of rolling over to your back, it's just easier just to turn to the side and go on your stomach. So if we were going from side plank on our left to side plank on our right, I'd roll over to my stomach and roll over to the other side. If you roll over backwards, your feet are going to pop out. Okay, so we're going to come up into that side plank on this side. You can hold, you can dip, you can do rotations, whatever you choose to do. Okay, you're going to do about 10 of them, keeping the core nice and tight. You're doing great. Make sure that bottom hip pushes up that top hip. Stay nice and straight. You don't want to look like a kidney leaning over. It's going to bother your back and your shoulders. Nice job. You're doing great. Excellent. Okay, let's go back over to our stomach. So we're going to roll over to our stomach. And we're going to do what we call mountain climbers. But our feet are in the straps. So we're going to pull in one leg then the other. You can do hip hinges while you're doing it, or you can keep your back flat. So if I'm keeping my back flat, I'm pulling in. And I don't want that strap to rotate. Or I can hinge my hips. So you're going to do 10, which is really going to feel like 20, because you're going to do right and left. Okay, and that equals 1. So you can count it either as 20, 1, 2, 3, or you can do pairs. Okay, keep it going. If you're hinging those hips, really lift up nice and high, keep that core nice and tight. Make sure you're breathing. A lot of times on our stomach like this, we end up holding our breath. We don't want to do that. You're doing awesome. Okay, you should be just about done with those 20. You're going to take your feet out, and we're going to go to some sit-ups. So there's several types of sit-ups that we can do. We can do them with our feet in the straps, we can do them with our feet out of the straps, but still using the straps. So I'm going to put my feet in the straps. And if you have a jug of milk, if you have cans of soup, if you have disinfectant, because I'm sure we all do in this time, then you can use that as you're coming up to sit up as a weight. That will help you get up a little bit easier if your core is not that strong just yet, if you've just started doing this. Otherwise, you're gonna really bury your butt into and your lower back into the mat, and you're gonna drive up and reach your toes. So that's one type. You can go here, all the way up to the toes. If you are wanting to reach up to the ceiling, as you come up, you can extend all the way up here and reach up towards the ceiling, or alternate between the two. Either way. So you're gonna do about 10 of those. And while you're doing those 10, I'm taking my feet out because I'm gonna show you another type of sit-up that you can do. So these are the ones that I call easy in my class, which I don't let them do very often. So my feet are gonna be planted on the ground. My hands can be in the foot cradles, and my back is pushed into the floor. I'm gonna drive through my heels. I'm gonna crunch all the way up, reach all the way forward, with my hands extending out in front of me, and slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Reach all the way up, and back down. All the way up, and back down. You're gonna continue doing those. You're gonna do 10, okay? So those are the easy ones that I call. They're easier than having your feet in the straps because your feet are planted on the ground and you're having some assistance with your hands. Okay, you guys are doing great. You should be just about there with those 10 because those are the easy ones. Moving on, next set. You're gonna lay back. My hands are in the foot cradles. My right leg is bent at a 90 and it's pulled towards my chest. My left leg is extended out. As I sit up, I'm going to sit and rotate my legs to the other side and then back down. Extend out, back down. Extend out, back down. You're gonna do 10 on that right side, starting with that right knee forward. So you can continue, keep them going. Doing great. Core is probably getting a little tired. One more. Excellent, bring it all the way down. Okay, so now we're gonna switch and do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna start with the left leg forward towards our chest. The right leg's gonna be extended out, and you're gonna sit all the way up, and you're gonna come back down. Sit all the way up, come back down. You're gonna do 10 on that side too. Excellent. So we're up to about 40, 50 sit-ups so far. You guys are doing awesome. Excellent, keep it going. Remember, switch it up, back down. Switch it up, back down. Nice job. Excellent, so we're gonna come up and we're gonna do a V-sit and we're gonna do some flutter kicks and we're gonna do some crisscrosses. So you can time this one, you can count it out, whichever you choose to do, okay? So as I come up, I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna flutter kick my feet. I'm gonna do it for about 5 seconds and then I'm gonna bring it back down. I'm gonna sit up again, all the way forward, and I'm gonna crisscross. About 5 times. And then I'm gonna bring it back down. So you wanna be careful to hold this core nice and tight. V-sits are tough. They're tough on the lower back, but you have to pull in and really squeeze. You can continue, keep doing the flutter kicks, keep doing the crisscrosses. You're doing a great job. Core nice and tight, push down on those handles. Make sure you're breathing as you come up to the top. Awesome job. Let's do 2 more. We're gonna flutter. I'm gonna bring it back down. We're gonna bring it up again, and we're gonna do those scissors. Crisscross. Awesome job. Bring it all the way back down. We're gonna come all the way up to the top. Nice job. So you can do that a couple different times. That whole workout, you can go through it 1, 2, 3 times. Whatever you feel. You can add more reps. Instead of doing 10, you can do 12 or 15. And then go through it 2 or 3 times, okay? We're gonna come to the end, so we're gonna stretch. So my feet are gonna be together. I'm gonna hinge my hips, and I'm gonna reach all the way forward. Reaching as far as I can, keeping my legs nice and straight. I'm going to come all the way up. I'm gonna roll my shoulders back. I'm gonna take my right foot out to 1 o'clock. I'm gonna sit my left hip back, and I'm gonna pull my toes up towards my nose. No pressure on my hands. Getting a nice stretch through my hamstring, through my calf, pulling those toes up, and bring it up to the top. Gonna switch it to the other side. and all the way forward. Nice work. How are we feeling? You guys did a great job. And remember, each time that you do this workout, you can add a little bit more in there. You can add those hops in there. You can take that foot off the ground. You can do anything to make it a little bit harder. You can change that angle, make a deeper angle, okay? So we're going to turn and face away from the ankle point, and you're going to stretch up on your toes. Reaching all the way for the ceiling. Doing great. Reach, stretch out that torso. And take the arms out to the side. Bend your elbows. Push through the chest. Nice. Feels great. Bring it all the way up to the top. Take a step forward with that right foot. Drop straight down. Rotational out to the side. Legs should be at a 90 and 90. Reaching that left arm up and over. Oh, feels so good. Need that stretch after that workout. Step it back. Step forward. Drop it down. Excellent job. Reach it over. And bring it to the top. Step it back. Take the legs out nice and wide. You're going to do a rotation. Pivot your feet. Get that back heel down to the floor. Get that calf stretch. Reach all the way across. Nice job. Switch to the other side. Awesome. Excellent job. Back to the middle. We're going to turn and face the anchor point. Bring our feet together. Sit ourselves all the way back down, pulling our toes up, dropping our chin down. And we're just going to hang here and just let that back nice and loose. Stretch it all out. You're going to bend your right knee and drop your right shoulder. Feel that through that left hip. And back to the middle. Switch to the other side. Excellent. Bring it back to the middle. Drop it all the way down. Drop that chin to your chest. Let that back loose. Just hang there. Feels so good. And you're going to inhale all the way up. And you're going to exhale all the way around. Excellent. We miss you guys so much. Can't wait to have you back. Hope you enjoyed the workout. We're going to be adding a few more in there, so check us out on demand. Core Club and 24/7 Gym, YouTube.